Hey guys, I'm going to try to keep my cool here, but I absolutely hated the fact that this book ended. So, In the Hills Above the Gristmill by Kalvin Ellis, that is the review for today. Good golly gee willikers, this was probably one of the best books I've read in 2020. So, let's get into the review. The overarching plot that's a little no spoilers in this review at all. I want you to go pick this book up. I'm going to link his website down below. Definitely go pick it up. There's also an audiobook available on Amazon. This hardcover copy that I got, which is beautiful. And yeah, definitely go support this indie author because he deserves it. He killed this one. Thank you also to Kalvin for supplying me with an audiobook version just to help me get through this a little quicker because life's a little intense right now, but I'm loving it now that I just finished this book. So, really quick, you have Paisley Mott. All right, she suffered from some issues growing up. She's got a little anxiety, but she is taking that. And instead of being one of these influencers or social media influencers we see today, she is doing this series where she is a paranormal investigator. She will be called out and asked to look at different things that people believe are supernatural. And she tries to film it, get it on camera, maybe even debunk it or prove it wrong. All right, now you have Greywater, which is a town. And in this book, it is almost its own character. So shout out to Kalvin's writing for that. It is in the Appalachian Mountains. And Appalachian, maybe. Somebody will correct me. But yes, you have this preacher. He's a very charismatic man. He runs a church. And he basically is a fire and brimstone, a intense religious person who believes that God has sent a creature to this town to punish it for its sins. And there's been some things that have led the people of this town to believe that it is absolutely true. So there has been 7 murders in this town, and this preacher calls Paisley and says, hey, come investigate this. We got to get to the bottom of it. Please help us. And I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot more to the story. There is intersecting plots, multiple point of views and perspectives of different characters that all lead to one intense, thrilling end. So that's the plot. 5 stars. I loved it. I don't know what else to say. That's the plot. Great characters. Killed it. Writing, 4. The best part of this book is the pacing. And I do not usually compare indie authors to mainstream authors that everybody knows. But the way that this reads is like a classic Kuntz novel. It really does, in my opinion. I mean that like Kuntz mixed with like Stephen King character work, if that makes sense. So you have like that strong female lead who is investigating something, and the pacing is perfect to where you never want to stop reading this book, and that's brilliant. So that's where the Kuntz thing comes in, and then that character work, like I said, 4 characters, I give it a 4.5 because these characters are believable. You can imagine a small town that believes this stuff, that will follow anything that is pointed at them. So I'm going to give horror, I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's not your traditional, don't go into this, it's not extreme horror. You're not going to be like grossed out or anything like that, in my opinion, but it is that thrilling, almost supernatural horror that just really shines. And so fun level, I'm going to have to give it a 5 stars. It was a blast. I've never read a story where there is a creature living in the woods that terrifies a town, and it just hit perfectly. It was the perfect book to read right now in the fall, coming into winter. It just had that feeling, you know? It just had the feeling. So overall, this is a 5-star read for me, guys. It is a 5-star read, and it will probably be on my top 5 list for the year of 2020. Since I've read on here on BookTube. This is an outstanding book. So Kalvin, also, he's a great guy, but I told him I would be brutally honest if I didn't like it, and I would give it an honest review, and he bloody knocked it out of the park, and I don't know what else to say. This is a classic Josh gushing over a book. Can't keep his thoughts straight, but god damn it, go buy this book. Thank you, guys. I'll read the synopsis here at the end, but thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys, and until next time, this has been Working Man Reads. In the hills above the gristmill. All right, so we got Paisley Mott struggles with anxiety. Her particular blend of anxiety causes her to go into a hyper-focused state, which can lead to more anxiety. After the tragic death of her mother, she began to see her anxiety-induced hyperfocus as a strength. Now she's a paranormal investigator with an up-and-coming web series that is propelling her into becoming an expert in her field. Hollis Grimm is a charismatic preacher from the small Appalachian mining town of Graywater Ridge. When he contacts Paisley to help shine some light on a mysterious mutilation of 7 women in the woods outside of town, she is on the first flight out. It wasn't the murders that drew her to the south, or the charming preacher, but the claim that the locals believe God has sent a creature to punish the town for its sins. And that this isn't the first time. The preacher, an outsider turned sheriff, and Harris, and the internet celebrity, a man obsessed with the past, an old-timer with an axe to grind, an obsessed fan. A growing number of bodies stand between Paisley and the truth. After digging into the dark secrets of the town's history, she must decide what is more dangerous, the monster in the woods or the people who believe in him. If she isn't careful, she will be leaving Graywater Ridge without the story, or let alone her life. So, Kalvin Ellis, thank you, buddy. Damn. Write another book, man. This has been Working Man Reads. Yeah. See ya next time.